pause this video for a second. If someone walked into your room right now and said, "Teach me the last thing you learned this week, the last book you read, the last course you watched," could you explain it clearly from start to finish without looking anything up? Or would your mind go blank? You see the videos, you hear the podcasts, you highlight the books. But when it's time to use what you learned, nothing comes out. You sit in front of an exam paper, or a blank Google Doc, or a business plan, and suddenly you realize, I don't actually understand this. That feeling, when your mouth is open, but your brain is empty, that's not stupidity. That is a learning problem. You're not dumb. You're just learning in a way that was never designed for memory, for action, or for mastery. It was designed to make you feel smart while keeping you weak. In this video, I'm going to show you how to flip that. You will learn a method that can double the speed and depth of anything you study. Coding, psychology, Arabic, Quran, business, fitness, anything. It's called the Feynman Technique. By the end, you won't just know what it is. You'll know exactly how to use it tonight, with one piece of paper, to make your next study session twice as powerful. If you're tired of learning and forgetting, stay. This might be the way you finally escape tutorial hell and become a man who actually masters what he studies. The trap you're stuck in. Let's start with the problem. Why do you forget 90% of what you learn? Because most of what you call learning is actually passive consumption. You sit and watch someone else solve the maths problem. You watch someone else write the code. You watch someone else break down the psychology. Your brain is in receive mode. It nods. It says, yeah, that makes sense. You get a warm feeling of understanding. That warm feeling is a drug. It's called the illusion of competence. You recognize the information, so you think you know it. But recognition is not mastery. Think about it like this. You can recognize Messi on a football pitch. That doesn't mean you can play like him. You can recognize Arabic letters when someone reads. That doesn't mean you can recite by yourself. In school, they trained you to recognize multiple choice questions, true or false, matching terms. Real life doesn't care about recognition. Real life tests recall and application. Can you pull the knowledge out of your own head? And can you use it? Passive learning is like watching someone else lift weights and expecting your muscles to grow. You saw the movement. You understood the instructions, but your body didn't do the work. Your brain works the same way. Information that just goes in and never gets pulled back out, never becomes strong. It doesn't build deep connections. It doesn't move from short term to long term. So when you try to remember, there's nothing there. That's why you can read a whole book and then struggle to explain it in 3 sentences. You have information. You do not have understanding. So how do we fix that? We flip the direction. We turn you from consumer into teacher. The great explainer's secret. Richard Feynman was a physicist. He worked on quantum mechanics, some of the most complicated ideas humans have ever created. But people called him something else. The great explainer, because he could take brutal, complex topics and make them so simple a beginner could understand. He had one rule. If you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it. Not you're not smart enough. Not you need more time. Just one truth. If you can't teach it simply, you don't really get it yet. A lot of people hide behind big words. Macroeconomic policy, neuroplasticity, attachment styles. They sound smart. But if you said to them, explain this like I'm 12, they would choke. Complicated language is often a mask for a confused mind. The Feynman Technique rips that mask off. It forces you to face exactly where your understanding is weak, and then it gives you a way to repair it. Think of it like taking a muddy bucket of water and pouring it through a filter. What comes out is clear. We're going to do the same thing with your knowledge. Step 1, the blank page. Step 1 is simple, and most people will skip it. Don't skip it. Grab one sheet of paper. Notion is fine, Obsidian is fine, but paper is brutal and honest. At the top, write the name of what you want to understand. Not a whole subject. One idea. Examples. Inflation. Loops in JavaScript. Surah al-Ikhlas, meaning progressive overload in the gym. Now go and study it. Read the article. Watch the lecture. Listen to the explanation. Here's the important rule. While you're looking at the information, you're not allowed to take notes from it. No copying the textbook. No pausing every 2 seconds to write sentences. Just pay attention. Try to understand. Then, close the book. Pause the video. Put your phone face down. Turn to that blank page. From memory, write down everything you can about that idea. What is it? How does it work? Why does it matter? Don't worry if it's ugly. Don't worry if it's wrong. The point is not to be perfect. The point is to pull the knowledge out of your head. This is called active recall. In neuroscience, recall is what strengthens the connections between neurons. Not reading, not highlighting, recalling. Every time you pull something from memory, you're telling your brain, this matters. Don't lose this. Strengthen this. If you only ever push information in and never pull it back out, your brain gets the opposite signal. This is background noise. We can forget this. That's exactly what it does. So step 1 is your first workout set. Blank page. Concept at the top. Explain it from your own head. Step 2. Teach a 12-year-old. Now we turn up the difficulty. Look at what you wrote. Imagine a 12-year-old boy is sitting in front of you, or a new Muslim, or your future son. He has no background, no fancy vocabulary, no degree. Your mission: explain the idea to him so clearly that he can repeat it back to you. That means short sentences, simple words, real-life examples. If you hide behind jargon, you fail. Instead of macroeconomic supply shock, you say, prices go up when there's less stuff to buy, but people still want it. Instead of hypertrophy training, you say, lifting weights heavier over time so your muscles grow. Instead of attachment style, you say, the way your childhood taught you to act when you're close to people. You can write this on the same page. First, explain it in your normal way. Then rewrite that explanation as if you're talking to a kid. This second version is the Feynman version. Why does this work? Because your brain learns through connections. When you create an example, an image, a metaphor, you connect the new idea to something you already understand. That's when the click happens. Once you have a simple explanation that even a child could get, you're not just repeating information. You own it. Step 3. Hunt your gaps. As you write or speak your simple explanation, you're going to feel it. You'll be flowing. And then suddenly you hit a wall. Wait, I kind of know this part, but not really. I know what happens here, but not why. That moment of, that's the gold. Most people run away from that feeling. They skip it. They gloss over it. They bluff their way through. You're not going to do that. Every time you feel stuck, put a big circle or a question mark next to that part on your page. That circle is a gap in your understanding, a weak link in the chain. Now you switch back to student mode, but with a sniper rifle, not a shotgun. You're not rereading the whole chapter. You're not rewatching the whole video. You go back only to that exact point you got stuck on. You study that piece, that step in the proof, that rule in the grammar, that part of the ayah, that detail in the code. Then you close the source again. Come back to your page. Try to explain that stuck part in simple language. If you still can't do it, you haven't filled the gap yet. Go back. Study again. Repeat. You keep doing this until your explanation from top to bottom flows cleanly, with no and no nervous hand-waving. When you reach that point, something powerful has happened. You haven't just memorized. You have rebuilt the knowledge inside your own mind. Step 4, repeat and connect. You could stop at step 3 and already be ahead of 99% of people. But if you want the knowledge to stay for months and years, you add one more thing: repetition and connection. This doesn't mean rewriting the whole page every day. Once or twice in the next week, take out your paper and read your simple explanation out loud. Try to recreate it from scratch on a new page, or teach it to a real person, a friend, sibling, spouse. The act of teaching is the highest form of learning. There's a saying, when one teaches to learn. You also ask yourself, where else does this apply in my life? If you learn progressive overload in the gym, you connect it to learning Quran, one ayah more each week. Building a business, one small improvement each launch. Now the concept is not trapped in one subject. It's a lens you can see the world through. That's when you really start to feel like a different person. Your challenge, the one-page teacher. Knowledge is not power. Applied, organized knowledge is power. Most people will watch this, nod their head, and go back to scrolling. Don't be most people. Here's your challenge. Tonight, not next week, not when life is less busy. Tonight, pick one idea you've been trying to learn. It could be from school, dean, business, fitness, anything. Take one blank page. At the top, write the name of that idea. Without looking at anything, explain it from your head. Then rewrite that explanation as if you're teaching a 12-year-old. Circle every place you get stuck. Go fill those gaps. Do this once, and you will feel the difference. Do this for a month, and you will not recognize your own mind. If you're serious, go to the comments and write, "I'm done hoarding. I'm here to master." So I know you're not here to be another passive viewer. If you're a man who wants to build a sharp mind for your career, your dean, your family, and your future, subscribe to Echoes of Greatness. We don't just consume content. We turn it into competence. Stop just learning names. Start owning the things themselves. Use the Feynman Technique. Become the kind of man who can pick up almost any topic and learn it twice as fast as the version of you who just sat back and watched.